From Washington, D.C., Roland Martin, good morning.
Tom Jones, Sybil Arcidio, good morning. Hope all is well where you are. Tom had a fantastic time Saturday with a commencement speech at Philander Smith College in Little Rock, Arkansas. 125 graduates there. Dr. Smothers, way to go. Jocelyn Elders also received the Ozell Sutton Social Justice Award, and so it was great to see her. And then they shocked me by giving me
As did you.
At the 5th one. So I certainly appreciate that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And then Tom, hopped on a plane. I pulled one of your moves and flew to New York to be on ABC This Week yesterday. Had to bring the funk.
Yes, you did.
Talking about health care.
What did he say, Sim?
Okay, so he stopped the white woman in her tracks. And he said, whether you're white and broke, black and broke, if you live in rural America, you should be scared to death of this whole deal that the Republicans passed.
Well, you know, somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. So speaking of somebody having to say it, Tom, oh my God, what in the hell is wrong with this clueless president? Okay, so on Friday, they had a signing ceremony for some other thing he was doing. I don't know what the heck it was. And then all of a sudden, he decided to question the federal program that helps HBCUs finance construction projects, claiming it might be unconstitutional. Now, he was signing the omnibus government spending bill, and he points out provisions that prohibit, quote, funding on the basis of race, ethnicity, and gender. So here's the deal, Tom. All he saw was black. That's all he saw. He didn't see anything else. He just saw black. Oh, no, we can't fund that, without realizing that Congress designated HBCUs as historically black colleges and universities for a reason. He's so clueless, he doesn't even realize that white folks, Latinos, actually go to HBCUs. If you actually go to Kentucky, West Virginia, you have an HBCU there. That's 85% white. Okay, so he sends a statement out. Then Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education, Tom, drops her own statement affirming her support. I'm a strong supporter of historically black colleges and universities and their critical role they play in communities and in higher education. I'm happy to see the president reaffirm this administration's support for HBCUs. He didn't. Of course, she released this before she gave the commencement address this weekend at Bethune-Cookman. Then guess what, Tom? Trump comes out with a new statement on Sunday saying, oh, forget that. I'm going to actually fund these schools. Well, I sent 3 text messages, to Omarosa Manigault, had her on the show before, senior advisor to Trump, asking her to come on the show today to explain these statements. She has not responded to my text messages. I know that cell phone works. I've texted her on that cell phone before. Joining us right now, folks, Leslie Baskerville with NAFIO, the National Association for Equal Opportunity in Higher Education. Leslie, you're out there fighting for HBCUs.
Yes.
Were you as confused as the rest of us what in the world Trump was talking about?
No, I actually wasn't confused, and Trump just got some really bad advice on this. So there is a provision in the Constitution. The Constitution has said that legislation, regulation, laws that are racially based or ethnicity based are suspect. They're a suspect category, and if they're suspect, they have to be held to a strict scrutiny standard. So that means that you have to prove, there's the presupposition that it's not legal, and you have to prove that it is. The problem with that is historically black colleges and universities are that. They're historically black. They were born out of the nation's sorry history of slavery, and as part of the definition, they are to educate the progeny of the American slave system, African Americans by and large.
Okay, so he said he got some bad advice. Bottom line, but that's utterly idiotic to make the statement of this big show and tell in the Oval Office, taking pictures with all HBCU presidents. And the bottom line here is he doesn't know. He has no understanding of HBCUs. I don't think he has any association, has done anything in the past with any HBCU. And I know for a fact, my phone was blowing up, Tom. A number of black Republicans were upset. They made phone calls to the White House, Department of Education on Friday and Saturday, and then all of a sudden, we see this statement on Sunday walking those comments back.
it would be the worst time for him to do it. As he's talking about putting $1 trillion in infrastructure, he cannot achieve his goal of building strong infrastructures in urban areas of high distress and rural areas of high distress unless HBCUs are involved. HBCUs are in the belly of the beast. They're mostly in urban areas of high distress and rural areas of high distress. They're graduating 40% of African Americans in the sciences, technology, engineering, mathematics, engineers.
But he don't know none of that.
He doesn't know that. But let me say, his statement suggests the urgency of his positioning, his establishing right now, releasing the President's Board of Advisors on HBCUs, where he puts there some people who understand that. That's why we established in the Higher Education Act the President's Board of Advisors on HBCUs. He needs to convene that now. We also have an HBCU Capital Financing Board that is tasked to advise the White House on these matters. He needs to convene that right now. Nafio looks forward to working with them to identify the right people and to convening these boards so that he can get accurate information.
So here's the deal, Leslie. This man clearly only understands things in 140-character bursts. So what Nafio should do, Nafio and the Thurgood Marshall Fund and the UNCF, what y'all should do is send him a series of tweets, saying this is what an HBCU is, because clearly what we have here is HBCU 101 for a president who is clueless, who doesn't like to read, who doesn't like details, and when he stood up and telling black folks, what the hell do you have to lose with him being president? How about this? How about funds for construction? How about issues that concern black folks? Because to make these statements on Friday, which were utterly idiotic, and then for DeVos to make her statement on Friday, and then his comment on Sunday, this is truly the gang that can't shoot straight or read straight.
So I like the idea. 140 characters. Everybody listening and watching today, tweet at Nafio and give us some suggestions about what we should put in.
You should be hashtag clueless in chief.
But what we've got to suggest is HBCUs are in the epicenters of the development program that President Trump wants to have. He's got to know that. We look forward to educating his staff and educating him that unless HBCUs are at the epicenter of his infrastructure and development, unless capital finance dollars are available, and there are studies that show today it costs more for HBCUs to participate in the bond market. A Duke study. Thank you so very much.
Appreciate it,
We're
Tom.
on it.
A peaceful protest turned deadly. 37-year-old black man was shot and killed by Baton Rouge police. Your hands are in the air, and you still get shot by the cops.
Oh, my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
We're not going to let hate define us.
Race is a big part of this.
If truly all lives matter, then all lives need to matter equally.
What we require is action. What we require is accountability. We understand that black lives do matter, and we will keep focused on this issue.
News 1 Now, every weekday morning at 7 on TV 1.